Okay, sun's going down. I'm in a field with Babe. That's Babe in the distance. She's the popular one. I'm just the person that feeds her. And what we're overlooking is about a half acre of pasture, and she has actually been using this pasture for since about mid-May, so that's probably three solid months, and it's right next to a pasture where 3 horses eat on a regular basis. This pasture is a very solid, it's organic dirt, it's volcanism and that kind of thing, and it's on regular packed dirt. It's high in nutritional value, it's high in vitamins and that kind of thing. You look at Babe and you see that she's pretty healthy little gal there and that kind of thing. The other dynamic is that we're at 4,200 feet, almost 4,250s, 4,280, somewhere around there. And that's significant because this is on the high flats in the desert, on the high plateaus, or in a lot of the mountain areas and that kind of thing that the BLM and the forestry cover. Anywhere from 3,500 to about 4,500 feet is where the pasture lands are at, where the cattle run, where the horses are run, and that kind of thing. The significant thing about this, the other dynamic, is this is mixed grass. It's all blow-in. In other words, Cheryl has owned this property for 17 years. She's always run horses back here. It's been consistent from about early April into May or whatever, and it goes until September or October. And if it's moist and whatever, and it gets softer through October or November, and then the snow hits. So this is used, a good, May, June, July, August, September, October, sometimes for 6 months, sometimes for 5 months, but for 17 years. Now the thing is, what you don't see is a lot of tromp, a lot of stomp, a lot of grass has been pulled up by the roots, and on this, the green carpet looking situation that's been down, this is where Babe has perused through and eaten to about, I would say, a couple inches anyway, and that's it. That's consistent, this whole carpet where she's eaten, and you can see how much is left. There's months of food here. I mean, this is a smorgasbord for a horse because it's mixed. It's alfalfa, orchard, Timothy over there, just a lot of really quality grass here from the blow by and that kind of thing. But this has taken not that many years to do, because I can't remember when it hasn't been like this. And I've stabled Babe here for years now, since about 2011, I think, 2010. So I do know that what I see, this isn't brain surgery. This is reality. This is what we're looking at. This is what we're disputing people. People are sitting there saying, well, the horses come in and destroy land. Well, no, they don't. Look at this. This is 3 months worth of a horse. Over there, there's 3 horses on 3/4 of an acre, and then there's a 2-acre lot on the other side. The 3/4 acre, I would say maybe about half of it has been down to this level. There's 3 horses and they're really big. One of them's 16.3, one of them's 17. So, you have, I don't know, there's a variable here and that kind of thing, but there's more horses over there on the same amount of land, so they go off to the 2 acres, and that looks brand new. I mean, there's enough chow there on their smorgasbord for at least another few months. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. That's what we're talking about. Horses do not, and I repeat, they do not destroy land at all. There's no clomp here, there's no stomp, there's no anything. There's a horse over there eating. That's how she eats. She's there on the other side. That's a blanket of green over there, by the way. And there's a little bit of timothy over there, and she really likes that. And there's some sweet grasses back over there. And then some of this stuff that looks like it's stomped down and that kind of thing, that's where she lays. I imagine that she just burps during the day and that kind of thing when we're not on the trail. And she'll burp, and then she'll, you know, get up and eat more and stuff. She'll just relax there and that kind of thing. That's what horses do. But what they don't do is they don't pull up the grass by the roots. That's what a cow does. They have a plate on the top, and they have teeth on the bottom. Their tongue will sit, for example, the tongue will come out, and the tongue will curl this, and then the cow will literally tug this up. So if this is soft, even close to being soft dirt, you can see if the cow pulls that up with when the grass is between the plate and it's twirled around the tongue and that kind of thing, when it pulls it up, and a cow is very strong. It's neck muscles. I mean, look at a cow. Does it once again? It's not brain surgery. It'll pull that up by the root, and it's just, and that's a fact. And being in this hard ground, that wouldn't happen. What would happen though is a cow will come up, and by these clumps of grass here, if it wants to get to this batch of grass, it'll sit here and it'll stand most of the day. And during that standing, it may be moving an inch over here, an inch over here, and it'll sit and chow that. And then when it's gone, it'll move over here about another few inches. And in the interim, this is all being destroyed because the cow weighs a lot. The hooves are huge. It just, it's just anti-grasslands. I mean, that's all there is to it. Now, the situation at Modoc, where they stuck 80 or 100 horses, and then they fenced them in. Now, consider this. Take this, double this, and we fence it in and put a big pond in the middle. What is 80 horses or 100 horses going to do to some land that's very soft because the pond is there, number one? And it obviously was kind of a swamp area, so it was soft dirt all around. And then leave them in there for 3 months. And then have the gall enough to sit there and convince horse people that the horses did that, and they just roamed in there and did that and left in one day. You know, this is the type of corruption that we talk about with the BLM and today's forestry, the lies, the misinformation, the innuendo, and the cattlemen have picked it up too. Here, you know, I spent my life around ranches and farms, and I was brought up in a little railroad town. And the ranchers all seemed to be pretty honest way back then. What happened to that? I mean, I really want to know what happened to a rancher's honesty and stuff. They're totally classless now. These public lands ranchers are so full of themselves and that kind of thing, and they lie. They're the most likely to, you know, stomp on your kid or break into your windshield or whatever if you said anything bad about ranchers, that kind of thing. No, we're sitting there going, no, bud, you know, we're better than that. We're by far better than that, and we will defend ourselves. Make no doubt about that. We will defend ourselves from these derelict ranchers and the people down there in kind of the eastern or mid-Oregon and that kind of thing, that they actually sublease land to other ranchers over there. And they're a corporate ranch, and they get a couple, $3 million in whatever, being a part of the grazing permit program. So it's taxpayers like you and me that are paying them to be there because they're running cattle on public lands and they're subleasing the land. All of that is illegal, by the way. Very illegal. It's called fraud. And it's illegal because they can't do that. But where's the Justice Department? Where's the government in all of this? I brought up some illegalities before and whatnot. We've literally at Murders Creek went to the FBI on 33 missing horses in the amount of money that was fraudulently making in a bait and trap movement. Nothing. It's like when they sit there and say, we live in America and it's the land of laws. Well, whose laws? I mean, I'm kind of wondering, we have a lot of problems here with corruption from the Bureau of Land Management and their employees. that probably most of them aren't qualified to do their damn jobs to begin with. And then we have things like this where they want us to believe that horses are destructive. Well, it doesn't take a real big brain surgeon to see that there's no destruction going on here. And there's no destruction going on over there either. And this is replenishing itself. It'll keep growing this grass. As a matter of fact, there's new grass coming on the top right here and right through this area. This is all new grass from the morning's moisture, which happens quite fluidly. So when she's eating over there, this grass is growing over here. And it's growing so fast that by the time has not only a quarter of that over there gone, this grass is already regrown that she done back in May over here. This is May and into June. All of this. Once again, it doesn't take brain surgeon to sit there and see this. I mean, it's obvious. This is what we're looking at when I tell you that I observe things, and that my small group, we go out and we observe things. This is what we observe. This is very simple stuff. And we log it in as data. Because this is data, apparently, the BLM and the range managers there don't know, or they don't even care to get. And that's the problem. So they lie about the things. Horses are destructive? No, horses aren't destructive at all. And it just boggles the mind that they would even say that. Here, watch the way that Babe eats. She's not tearing at anything. She's not ripping anything. My goodness. It's just so sad that our government is so dishonest and corrupt. It just boggles the mind, and we pay them to do that. That's even worse. Totally classless, bad taste, lack of integrity, and unethical.